Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Serena and today I'm going to share with you the 3 biggest mistakes you can make as a highly sensitive person. Watch this video. Okay, if you are watching this video, it is most likely because you or someone you know and love is a highly sensitive person. And if that is so, bless you. You can watch my other videos, which I will link up above, that talk about what a highly sensitive person is, how they're different from other people, what changes are in their nervous system that make them actually truly function different and process different than other normal people. It is a neurodivergent trait. So we won't go into it today, but if you want to watch those videos, I have them up above. You can watch those at your own leisure. But let's really get into it, okay? So the biggest mistakes you can make. The first biggest mistake that you could possibly make as a highly sensitive person is trying to change or heal your sensitivity. Look, flat out, I was going to say 2 years, but most likely it's been longer than 2 years. But from the time that I knew I was highly sensitive, like diagnosed highly sensitive, and the time that I stopped trying to heal myself, it was roughly about 2 years. Maybe it would have been a little closer to 3. But listen, especially if you are on the spiritual path, sometimes we think as highly sensitive people that if we can just push ourselves to be a little bit more uncomfortable, if we can just sit with this discomfort for a little bit longer, if we can just please other people, that our sensitivity is going to somehow magically heal or disappear. We also sometimes think that our sensitivity is a personality defect or that we are broken. Let me tell you that you are not broken. You are not broken at all. Your sensitivity is a trait within the physical body, and there is no changing it. There is no healing it. And I know sometimes that feels like a death sentence. Sometimes it feels like, oh my God, I have this thing that's overwhelming all the time, and I can't even imagine going the rest of my life with this, right? But it's so important for you to know that everything has light and everything has dark. So your sensitivity also has light to it. And one thing that I've noticed lately, at least for myself, with my own sensitivity, is that the sensitivity feels more detrimental to us if we're not using it to help and support other people, or if we're not using it in ways that are fulfilling to us. So for myself, I have been kind of trapped in, one house watching over these dogs, house sitting, and I didn't have a car for a while. If many of you guys don't know, I've been living in South Africa. I'm originally from Chicago, but I've been living in South Africa, and so I've been feeling a little trapped. And so my sensitivities have been really getting to me because I'm not using them to support other people. So when I do things like these videos, or when I do things like talk to people and I'm able to empathically support people, then I feel like, oh my God, I do have this great gift. So if you feel the desire to change or heal your sensitivity, try looking at it more from the perspective of how can I use this thing to my advantage. The second biggest mistake that you can make as a highly sensitive person is not giving yourself enough credit. This is something we're all guilty of. Because highly sensitive people only make up 15 to 20% of the population, there's not really that many of us out there, which means what often happens is because we're so highly perceptive, we're picking up our own stimulus as well as the stimulus around us or within other people. So what that means is you're not only noticing your own stuff, but you're also noticing everyone around you. And when you do this, what you do unconsciously for most of us is we start to compare ourselves to other people. We say, okay, that person isn't noticing or being bothered by that light being that color. That person isn't being bothered or upset or discomforted by that texture or that fabric. And we're starting to notice very significantly the ways in which we differ from other people. And so oftentimes what we end up doing is the opposite of what we should be doing, which we end up shaming or blaming ourselves for not being normal enough, not being good enough, not being able to handle or keep up with other people in the same way. But what we have to keep in mind for ourselves, and believe me, I'm guilty of this just as well, is we have to take into account that with what we have been given, we are always doing the best we can. Okay? You don't have to worry so much about keeping up with everybody else, because you weren't meant to keep up with everybody else. You were meant to embody your sensitivity. That's why it was given to you. And I know it doesn't always feel like that. Sometimes it feels like this thing was randomly dropped in your lap and now what am I going to make of it, right? But I'm just telling you that, listen, there are so many more of us out there that are trying to understand this gift, trying to use it to our advantage, and you can too. The third biggest mistake that you can make as a highly sensitive person is assuming that other people think or feel the same as you do. This will always get us into trouble. This will always get us into trouble. If we assume that everyone around us feels, thinks, experiences reality the same way that we do, we will always feel like things are attacking us. We will always feel like we're in the middle of chaos. The reason for this is because you think, feel, see, experience the unseen, right? The things that other people can't see, can't feel, can't hear, that's what you experience. And it's because of that if we assume that everyone else is just like us, we end up losing our own individuality, and we also end up not taking care of ourselves. So raise your hand, how many of you guys has this happened to, where you assume that the cold in the room is bothering everybody to the same degree, so you don't say anything, and then you're in extreme body discomfort, and then you're getting irritable, you're needing to eat quicker, you're feeling uncomfortable, your mind can't think of anything else but how uncomfortable the body is. Tell me this hasn't happened to you in one form or another, because I know it has if you're highly sensitive. And because we assume that other people are experiencing reality the same way that we do, we oftentimes put ourselves in, unfortunately, the place of the victim. And we say that this thing is happening to us, the world is happening to us, other people are happening to us, rather than taking action and speaking up for ourselves and saying, hey, this isn't working for me. Because when you say, hey, this isn't working for me, I need to go grab my sweater, I need us to turn up the heat, I need this. You take yourself out of that victim mentality and you put yourself into the victor mentality. And you start having control over your surroundings rather than feeling like your surroundings are just happening to you, which is super common if you're an HSP. It feels like the world really is always kind of like bombarding you. And when you start to speak up and say, this is making me uncomfortable, this is what I need, you start to learn really quickly who's on your side, who wants to support you and who doesn't. And so being an HSP can be kind of lonely sometimes, because we really find out that other people don't experience the world the same way that we do. And this is why HSP and empath communities are so important, because we really need to be there to support each other. So with that being said, supporting each other is so important. And I have created for you a free women's circle. I do it on Zoom. It's usually done every other Sunday. Because I'm in South Africa, we work with the South African time zone. But if you would like to sign up for my meditation, it is a woman's meditation. I'm calling it a sister circle, and I'm very excited about it. We are already doing them. But what I'm so excited about is it's just a chance for women or people that really resonate with the feminine energies can come together in a place of like mutual support, mutual peace, mutual growth, and really just help to embody like our own feminine sensitivities. So now you don't have to be female, you can be male, and you can be gender non-conforming. Everybody's welcome here. Just know that the energies that I feel most called to work with are the feminine energies. So that is where my focus will be within this sister circle. So if you'd like to sign up for that, I have the link down below. Please follow that. We'd be so happy to have you. It brings me great joy to be able to connect people, women, sisters from all over the world. So join that if you'd like to. And as always, like, comment, subscribe. It really, really helps me to see that you guys are enjoying these videos and to hear from you and hear from what your struggles are and what your successes are also. It keeps me inspired and it keeps me making these videos. So thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Big love, Serena.